Today we're going to be taking a look at the Glock 19X by, you guessed it, Umarex. What is going on, everyone? Riddict here, and welcome to Off the Shelf Airguns. Today we're taking a look at the Umarex Glock 19X. This is the replica of the firearm that Glock had sent over to the U.S. military. Try to get it to be the standard, but obviously that went Sig Sauer in their P320. But this is a replica of the Glock 19X. Very cool. Does have a metal slide, polymer body. Magazine release is right here. 18 round magazine. CO2. Safety is under here, like other Glock airguns that we have seen. You do have that little Glock trigger safety. I call it a faux safety because who's really going to just grab the side of the trigger? It's not going to do much. So, you know, it's just whatever with that thing. The branding on the bottom of the magazine there. And one thing I want to stress before we get going here. You're using CO2 guns, and I think I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Pel gun oil. You always want to put a drop on your CO2 before you put the CO2 in it. And you can use this to lube up some of the seals and whatnot, or you can get the silicone stuff too, which I also have that. And this will not hurt it. If you do it on the seals, that will not hurt it, contrary to popular belief. But you definitely want to do that. I hear about people having trouble all the time, and what they're doing is they're not using their Pel gun oil. Oh, I use it once a month, and that's not going to work. You got to use one drop on every CO2 you put in it. Always keep it nice and lubed up. Always keep it maintained. It'll last you a long time that way. You know, I hear about people having all this trouble, and it's just they're not maintaining it properly, and then it goes downhill. Now, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes the gun is just crap. But most of the time, they're just not maintaining it like they should. So please make sure you're doing that. Okay. Now, we're going to take a few shots with it. I got some cans hanging out there, some shatter blast targets. We'll try to hit some of the stuff down over the hill, but it's pretty far away, so we'll see. It does lock back on last shot. All right. And the shatter blast. Oh, there we go. Try to hit something down over the hill. Oh, I hit it. About them bottles. Maybe not. Oh. Nope. Too far away. There you go. There is one thing I want to point out with this. Even though the trigger is two-stage, it does not work as a two-stage trigger. If you pull the trigger back and fire a round, you let it out for that one click, you can pull the trigger again, but it's only going to leave out a puff of CO2. It will not fire another round. So just know that, okay? It's not a deal breaker by any means. But for some people that are training, they may want that to be the thing. But just know that it'll go off, but it will not fire a round. So you actually do have to let the trigger out the whole way in order for it to fire a round. Okay? It's one thing that I wanted to point out because it's kind of a issue that I'm sure people would want to know about, right? I'll do one more magazine here. All right. There we go. Got it. It's tough to get that little bit in there. Nope. There we go. Got that. What about the one in the tree? Nope. Again, strictly for plinking or training. Training with your Glock 19 or your Glock 19X for that matter. Perfect for that. But at the end of the day, it is just a plinker. You're not going to be doing any marksmanship with this. Simply take this out, go have some fun in the backyard, set up some cans, get some shatter blasts. You can get some regular clay targets. Regular clay targets, you can go out and set them up out there too, which I have done in the past. And you're ready to rock and roll. Very cool. It does claim a 360 FPS. And being that it's Umarex, I'm pretty sure that that's accurate, as we've seen before. So, yeah. Very, very cool stuff. With that said, catch you all down the road.